The pro wrestling world is driven by championships, with the most prestigious being the World Heavyweight or the WWE Championship. But don't let that steer the light away from the others. They are still important. And look at this monstrosity. It was the Winged Eagle Championship, broken down and taped up with duct tape. And then they called it the Hardcore Championship. I actually think it looks unique and cool. Flimsy as fuck, but cool. And it surprisingly had a long list of champions ranging from celebrities to The Undertaker. So let's dive in and take a better look at where this championship started and the history behind it. Vince McMahon gifted the Hardcore Championship to Mankind, all because he was sick and tired of him and didn't want him to compete for the WWE title. Mankind was thrilled and Vince was actually stunned it worked. It started off as just a normal title, from November 2nd to 1998, but all that changed February 22nd of 2000. You see, Crash Holly became the champion. His main eventer came to the ring with a scale to prove he was 400 pounds. He needed real competition, so he came up with a new idea. He decided that the title should have a 24/7 defensive reign, and it's on no matter where you are, as long as there's a referee. It's game on, and the first public appearance we see the title was at the airport. Pete Gas would pin Crash Holly, but don't worry, Crash Holly pinned him quickly after, and this kind of set the tone for how the championship was going to work. They did still want to make the title prestigious and have wrestlers compete for it in and outside the ring. So for WrestleMania 2000, they had a first ever hardcore battle royal match for the Hardcore Championship. And this was a clusterfuck. It wasn't like your normal battle royal over the top rope, but more so a free-for-all, winner takes all, no rules, barbarian match. They were given a time limit, and that's pretty much the only rule. They were fighting in the ring, outside the ring, in the back, and honestly, it was just entertaining all around. Clumsy, but entertaining. Kind of reminds me of the games back in the day where you could pretty much go anywhere and just have fun. Man, they do not make games like this anymore. I mean, look at how high you can jump off, and then you get up a minute later. That's rad. It changed hands 10 times during this WrestleMania match, some being champions for seconds and others for minutes. And at the end of the match, Hardcore Holly won. But that was kind of a fuck up, and Crash Holly was supposed to win. The match was supposed to have Crash Holly retaining his title by the skin of his teeth, but things did not go according to plan. Towards the end of the match, Taz hooked in the Taz mission on Crash Holly, only for Hardcore Holly to come and smash a jar of candy over his head. Holly had pinned Crash, who had dropped to the mat with only a few seconds remaining on the clock. The timer was supposed to go off after the pinfall, thus resulting in Crash barely retaining, but referee Tim White started counting way too early, resulting in Hardcore Holly winning the match instead. Crash Holly did win the title the next night though, so not too big of a deal. After this, the championship decided to take a break, because for the next couple of months, the invasion started and WrestleMania XA was on the list too. So they put the championship on the back burner until we see Jeff Hardy, along with RVD and Kurt Angle, go back and forth with the championship. Now, Undertaker would eventually pin RVD and become the holder of the title. This would actually be the only mid-card championship Undertaker would win in his whole career. He held it for a good amount of time until the one and only came. Hey guys, it's Maven here. That's right, Maven beat the Undertaker for the title. Taker held onto the title for just about 2 months at this point. It was a scheduled match because nobody would try to take it from Taker during the 24/7 rule. Now the thing is, Maven did not pin him clean. He had the help of none other than The Rock and his trainer at the time, Al Snow. They came out and attacked The Undertaker, and Maven scored the victory. Now, over the next couple of years, there would be numerous hardcore champions. And eventually, August 26th of 2002, we would have a unification match for this title. Now, a couple months before this, RVD fought Jeff Hardy to unify the European Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, and RVD came out on top in the ladder match. Tommy Dreamer versus RVD was to unify the Hardcore Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, with RVD coming out on top and being the last hardcore champion ever. Now, this title had a lot of amazing moments, whether it be inside the ring, outside the ring. The title did bring a lot of pure comedy gold. I mean, they even fought in a kids' play area at some random arcade. And it really was the perfect belt for the early 2000s. It was chaotic, clumsy, fun, and great all around. So here's to the Hardcore Championship, one of the most underrated titles in WWE history.